So again, like I'm telling you, part of the reasons why we do the pain medications and all that is right now the foot's hurting, so I'm just kind of resting and stuff like that. Because I went and ate and walked, and again, you gotta rest. Now the difference is, before I fell, there was no pain associated with walking at all. At all. I don't know why I have to keep explaining it to you, but okay, I will. Now, if you're punish me for something, get over it. You punished me already. See? Though it didn't quite fit the crime, I guess, right? Whether I licked her one time or not, I still think that's a bit excessive for that kind of thing, right? Please, no. Well, I do know, but like I said, I don't know Mom was involved with the eater. And you don't normally expect that. Either way. For that you do that to her either. Both of them. The mother or the daughter. Unless she again related it back to grandma and it freaked mom out and she got madder with me because it was grandma or something. Come on. As potty training her granddaughter? Right. Someone is confusing why they married me too. And I thought it would dawn on her when she met Renee, my sister, that I could handle being around a female. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it went over her head and she tried to make that something sexual and it was simply smelling her crotch area as if she peed. And of course, I stuck my tongue out probably all the way down and she saw it. But again, overreact to it, why don't you? And that's exactly what she did then, right? Now, I'm not the one pretending I'm not escorting my daughter to the bathroom either. She is. She is. Well, why would I think that? I mean, you know your schizophrenic husband is sleeping on the couch, right? You know the light's on, right? So he's not trying to do nothing in the dark with your daughter, right? You know if you see all that happening, right? It's your duty to go to the police that night, not wait no 20 days later or a year later or 11 years later on YouTube or whatever, right? And she's reacted to, again, a statement where I said I could have molested her but didn't. And yes, she is. Yes, she is. Because she knows what'll happen. See, it's like yesterday to her. And she's keeping that in her mind, too. I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. I don't remember that particular incident. I remember the first two, right? But then who's still acting badly towards me and not me them? She is. See, she started the bad behavior towards me. And acting like everything I'm doing is wrong, but not what she's doing to me is wrong. See, that's some people do you wrong. They start in on you like they're not doing you wrong themselves when they are. And Miss Princess, okay, started doing me wrong first. She started an argument in the bedroom, right? Where I had to pick her up and put her in the bed. She started an argument on the way to pick up her daughter over something stupid, right? How I drove through the mountains when we were out the mountain area. That's not when you bring it up. Otherwise, I don't know what's wrong. You don't sit there building your anger up against me either. I don't know what's in your head. I'm just driving like I got to be back to base by Monday, too. Don't even ask me what's going on with me, like I know what's going on with you. I was also in Bethesda for 2 weeks, and that part I remember. And then she's wanting to go to the pick up her daughter the following weekend when I get back. I'm just going with the flow, you know what I mean? Even if her daughter came in there with me, I'm going with the flow. I'm trying to figure out what the child needs. Not how I can molest her while my wife's watching. I didn't even know she was watching. In fact, I would think she was asleep if she's in there with me by herself and staring at me for some assistance, right? Maybe. And that's the point about a right to my own defense, Daphne. If you think I'm doing something sexual to your daughter, that's when you go to the police that night, right? So it don't crescendo into all this. Whole point to it. Then they would have got down to it. Then they would have asked the girl all kind of questions. Right? Are you worried she did it with Sal too, or Granddad too, or Mom too? Your mom. My mom's in Georgia raising my sister Renee. Like I helped her until I joined the Navy. And she even divorced Big Rod shortly after all that too, right? Like I said. And only incident I did, like I said, was jumping backwards one time and accidentally broke her shin and the arc of the jump, right? As I was jumping backwards, right? Playing ninja outside. But guess what? I never did that when baby's sitting there again. You learned your lesson. Someone can't learn a lesson here. You don't do that with your daughter. Let your husband take over when you're trying to go to the bathroom with her, right? Either way, I know what you're doing. But if I see you taking her to the bathroom, I also ain't going to be tempted to go over there and help her. If I don't see you, I'm going to think she needs my help. Because she's staring at me. Like she needs help. Like I don't know how to handle that. When I do. You didn't handle it right. You want to see what I'm going to do with your daughter. Not me trying to do anything with her either, perchance, right? Just pulling down her underwear so she can go pee, right? If you're escorting her for the same reason, there she goes. But what'd she do? Linger? Did she stand there a few seconds, too? Well, then you're wondering, by that time, did she pee already? She's in there with you, I guess. I guess you're asleep. And now she's in there with me. Staring at me laying on the couch. I don't see you in the scene. Or I'll know you were escorting her to the bathroom. What did you do? Hide? Dump her back into the bedroom like I asked you before? You're the only one who can know verbatim, right? That night? No. Not someone on base, not Sal. Mm-hmm. And then what you doing? Then what you doing? Letting your husband make sure she didn't pee? That's all I'm doing. And then maybe I smelled a little pee. I thought she needed a bath. And did you bathe her that night? Probably not. Probably not. Because you're trying to justify a less evil deed with what happened the night of the fall that I thought I felt. Right? And again, it would come out more. And yes, it would. And that's malice 20 days later. And that's attempted murder 20 days later, Daphne Walker. That's why you go to the police the night of. That way it can be all ironed out, whoever the hell did what. Or were you protecting your family? And Sal more than me. Like I'm the one who can let her do that with me. And another reason would be if you're watching her. She's trusting me because you're supposed to trust me. No. You know what that means too. So quit accusing your husband of doing something other than helping her pee. And when she didn't go and pee immediately, he made sure she didn't already pee. No. And then when she just kind of laid there, right? She would have to. You're telling me by your lack of silence and you're not willing to say anything else happened. It's called figuring it out without remembering what happened too, right? See, when someone starts accusing you and you were never accused in the first place, you gotta wonder, well, the only one there was me and my ex-wife and the girl herself. What did she say it happened? But yet she didn't go to the police herself. Yet she bitching about it now on YouTube like it really happened. The way she thinks it happened. But if she did, why didn't she go to the police? This ain't an SVU case either. I know, right? Trust me, they're way more graphic. They're way more graphic. The one I'm saying could even have it, right? When there, you gonna let it go, Miss Walker. She's still my stepdaughter to this day. Or don't you realize that? I know how to handle stepchildren. I believe so. I have a stepdad, right? We never did nothing like that. And he knows I help with Renee too. Right. And he knows I can handle your daughter and not do nothing sexual with her. Anyone who really knows me knows I don't do something sexual with a child. But that's not what you're basing it on, right? Is it? You're basing it on what you knew up to then. Not who I am, but who you are. And like I told you, that's called transference of what you had learned onto what I was actually doing when it wasn't the same thing. From my perspective, right? It's what that means. You're also trying to get me in more trouble than you are because you attacked me 20 days later, and that's attempted murder 20 days later. The heat of the moment is when it happened. You can do something about it. And that's why I asked you, did I ask her who showed her that? And she said, Grandma. First thing I asked you. The second thing is, did I lick her one time, right? Both are rhetorical questions because you know whatever I did is going to be minor. And I know what I have in mind when I'm asking you, did I do that? I'm thinking about what I would do with Renee, right? If she came in there to me in the middle of the night, what I would do with her, And the first thing would be to help her go to the bathroom and pull out the panties, right? Because when you pull them off, she can go in there and pee and come right back and you just put them on. If you pull them down to her knees, well, she still gotta go into the bathroom itself, right? You know what that means, right? She's gonna wobble to the toilet. So you remove them if she's not in the bathroom yet. You understand? Right. Right. That's what I do. That's what I do. You take them off so she can go into the bathroom and pee. Dar! Dar. That way she ain't got to walk funny. To the bathroom. To the toilet. Don't know. You understand? Oh no. You don't pull them halfway down. Did you walk funny to the bathroom? To the toilet. She's not in the toilet yet, right? Right. Right. You understand that too, right? You take them off. So she can go there and be. That's exactly what you do. Right. So you don't have to walk funny to the toilet. Durr. Durr. What part of this is not sinking in yet? Everything I do is I'm thinking about the child, not myself. I know. And what she needs to do. Not what I need to do. Or if it is what I need to do for her to help her go to the bathroom. Right? You see? I do. Does that not make sense as to why? Yeah. Otherwise, you gotta go bow-legged into the bathroom and sit on the toilet. So you take them off so she can go in there and pee and come right back. And then you put them on again so you go there, right there. Yeah. Right. If you're watching me do that with her, that's why. And you don't know why. Mm-hmm. Right. Right, Steve? That's why. So she don't walk funny into the bathroom and go sit on the toilet, then she can walk straight in with no complications. Around her knees. Right, you take them off. So she can go there and pee and then come back and then put them on, right? And you go back in there and on, right? You see? There's an explanation for what I'm doing, not for what she did. If she's watching me do all that, she set me up for a fall. For a fall. There she is. She's trying to get me in trouble. No, she's trying to get you in trouble. When I'm just tending to my stepdaughter, as you're supposed to tend to your stepdaughter, if she's going to the bathroom, right? And staring at you like she needs help, right? You ain't got to read her mind. Or guess why she's near the bathroom. She's near the bathroom. And you help raise your sister. You know, she might need help From the bathroom. Right, and that's why you take the panties off so she can walk in the rest of the way to the bathroom. Without any problems walking. Otherwise, you gotta walk knee knobby and can't really walk. The panties would be a distraction. She couldn't really walk to the bathroom. To the toilet, I'm sorry. If you know what I mean, right? Because she's got to go up to the toilet from where she was at outside the bathroom. Right. She wasn't yet in the bathroom, otherwise I wouldn't see her sleeping on the couch, right? I wake up with her in there with me, and, right? That's why you take them off so she can go the rest of the way in the bathroom, sit on the toilet, come back, put it back on. Since she's outside the bathroom still, huh? You do understand that, right? That's so. Because so you can pull them down to the knees, but then when she tries to walk the rest of the way in the bathroom, she gonna walk funny. If you take them off, she can go straight in and come back up. Right. That's why. Now the problem is she kind of lingered, so I'm wondering what she's lingering for. Probably. Yeah. So I smelled her to make sure she didn't already feel it or something. I don't know. She's in there about 3 hours. At least. So I'm knowing by this time she needs to pee anyway. I know, yeah. So I'm making sure she didn't already pee a little bit. I know. It's called tinkling. With the girl. And see, with the girl, you gotta smell the crotch area to make sure she didn't pee. And they don't really smell as bad as the boy usually, even when they do pee. But if she smells a little, you might need to do what next? Take a shower with her. Right. And you still, okay, you leave her where she's at to prepare for the shower, though, too, right? She can lay right there. You go over by the couch, right? You undress, right, as if to take a shower with her, right? Not sex. No. You don't even get on top of her or masturbate to her, right? You know what that means, right? Right. And I told you, at some point, they're going to hear the whole story and know something fucked up about it. One way or the other. One way or the other. Because you won't let it go. And pretending I even remember it. What's important to you, dearie, and important to me. And a little fight like that, either way, up to it, ain't my concern. I'm just going to move back to base because you're acting crazy all of a sudden, right? And you're physically acting out towards me. I'm not physically acting out towards you. I'm responding how I'm supposed to respond. No, you are. When you try to get me to hit you, I didn't hit you. I picked you up and put you in bed and left. That's your first mistake, all right? Your second mistake is leaving me stranded in Tennessee. Your third mistake is mistaking what I was really doing with your daughter. I was trying to help her go to the bathroom, right? Those are your mistakes, not mine. And 3 strikes and you're out. You're just like Ben. You're the one acting crazy and homicidal and like you want to kill your husband. Who's trying to forgive you for what you did to him and you won't let it go. Will you? Like I didn't tell you all this either before you attacked me. Oh, no. 2. Because why did you want to get me back to the house anyway, the apartment anyway, to talk to you about a move? And when it all came out, it just made her madder. I know, it just made her madder. And she took out her vengeance on me like I did all that made her who she was. No, that's her life. That's her choices. That's her bad decisions. That's her half a brain self. And I ain't saying she's the woman she ever was when she did that. That's what a good husband does, even if he was abused by his ex-wife before he divorced her. And that's a spousal abuse too, right? Except this time the male's the victim, not the female, because he wouldn't hit her, I know. He wouldn't victimize her, I know. Like she wanted him to either, I know. He played the cards right. He was dealt, I know. You don't hit women, I know. He's all sleeping with the enemy and the bodyguard. And he knows if she don't want him there, he needs to get back to base. And he doesn't apply to get back to base. And by Friday or Monday, he was back on base. Where was that, Daphne? Friday or Monday? So one night, your daughter came in there to me looking as if she needed to go to the bathroom, and I helped her go to the bathroom. But she didn't go, so I smelled to make sure she didn't pee, making sure I stuck my tongue all the way out down, whether you're watching or not, to make sure you know I'm not trying to lick her. I'm trying to make sure she didn't pee. Then I smelled her, thought she might have needed a shower with me like I did with my mom off of Vintage Drive. And I was going to give her a shower, but then I changed my mind and realized you were there, right? Came to my senses. So even if you want to call that temporary insanity, that's all you can call it. It's temporary, not thinking about what I was doing before I did something, right? And nothing I'm doing is criminal. It's parental. Even for a stepdad who barely knows his stepdaughter, right? Because I helped raise her name. I've been around girls, both sexually and non-sexually. And I know what that means too. I would have to be sitting there masturbating to her in front of you. Or get on top of her and try to put it in, right? That's trying to have sex with her. That never occurred. I never touched her vagina with my fingers. Just smelled it with my nose. Yes, I can. Ask the law. Can I smell my daughter's crotch if you're not sure she peed, she's in the bedroom all night? Yeah. Why can't I? You're just trying to make sure she hadn't peed herself. Right. And the only way with a female is to get down there and smell near the crotch. But you still don't touch it. You still don't. Right. You just pull down her panties. That's so she can walk into the bathroom to the toilet and sit on the toilet and come back. Not have to not be need to the toilet. Which means you can't really walk. She walk funny to the toilet, so you take her completely off, so she's not in the bathroom yet. Right. You see what I mean? No. Is that what really happened? I still don't remember. Or is it story one? Or I know I told you something that you won't let it go. I know you saw something you're not letting go of. What is it? Which is it? You're not either. You're not either. Liar is a liar is a liar. And if we're both lying, we'll both fall into a pit. Right? We're both doing wrong. No. There's no exception to that rule. If you don't go to the police within 48 hours of me moving back to base, no matter when it is, you let that happen. Mm-hmm. That's why there are rules about that. Oh, no. And then you're trying to blame her for saying grandma if she did, and me for asking her the question I'm supposed to ask her if she does all that with me too, right? That's as if she's coached or potty trained differently than normal, right? And I'm a male. And I didn't know you were awake or asleep. That's why I would bring her back in there to you if I didn't know. No. Which you were. And like I said, I know I slept on the couch until she came from Sal's. But it could be Sal coaching her or, having to bathe with her or whatever you want to call it. Or take a shower with her himself. Nothing has to be criminal unless you try to make me the criminal when I don't know the girl. But I do know how to deal with the child, right? You can't prove that either. There's always something to add to or take away from a whole story, And you don't want to hear the whole story. Because you're blocking it out. Which means you're denying it, right? Because your family was around her more than me. Sal was around her more than me. You were around her more than me. But not in general. Not in general. I have been around female children. I guess more than you and Saul combined. You know what I mean? If I'm helping with my sister and we move into the trailer and it's only me, my mom, and my sister, I'm living with two women and I'm a guy. That's why I don't bring girls home. You have to come here. The girls brought me home. Right. Exactly. And I don't know what happened there either, like I said. Or we're doing it in a damn motel room or a damn right, under a tree or in a car or in the back of the damn store. Right? But if I'm telling you that and you set it up that way, and you're taking advantage of his confessions, right? And every woman I'm with is over what? 18. 18. No children, right? I asked their ages, which is all you could do legally. And if she's working in the salon, you ain't got to do more than that. She ain't supposed to lie to her customer and tell them she's 37 when she's really 15. That's entrapment. No. But they have different kind of nail polish removers in the salon too. This is for acrylic nails, right? For a 2-year-old, you're not going to put acrylic on the 2-year-old. It's going to be a different nail formula, probably. I know. Not that I know about nails either. I know. But you're also going to want something safe for the child to have on. We're not talking about adult nails. I know. And you keep trying to treat me like I do nails. I know. I don't do nails. I don't know nothing about nails. I'd have to go to school to learn to do nails too, right? But that's her homophobia. It gets her own husband, right? When she does, I don't do that shit. I'm a normal heterosexual male, right? Now I do know of homosexuality. I do try to work with the homosexuals like Jesus would, and I don't try to make them do what I would do, right? I can't, and that's not how you become friends with someone. You accept them as they are, and you don't try to change them. You let them feel that they're doing something right or wrong, change themselves, right? You can't change anyone, not even yourself, unless you realize you're doing something wrong, and then you need to change yourself. Because you're the one with the problem. And that's what I mean about rehabilitation of a person. Can a person rehabilitate if they won't even acknowledge what they did wrong? No, no. But I know that would be a little awkward for my ex-wife to watch, but it would also be awkward for me to go through. I wouldn't know what was going on any more than she would. But can I explain what I might have been doing, right? I might have been pulling down her panties so she can walk into the bathroom and go to the toilet, right? Instead of pulling them down halfway, right? Why? She can walk easier that way, huh? And yeah, you take them off if she's outside the bathroom, right? Then she can walk to the toilet, sit on the toilet, and come back and put on the panties again and go back into the bathroom. I told you that before, right? Yeah. Yeah. Rather than pull them halfway down and she walk kind of funny to it, then kind of funny back, and then pull it back up. Whatever. I guess you could do it that way too, right? That's the point about two options, and I was thinking it would be better for her to walk straight there and not have to fall down on the way to the bathroom or the toilet. I know, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? Unless I have an alternative explanation than hers, which hers is obviously I was trying to molest her, right? Well, that's the difference between that too, right? She ain't in my head. She's projecting what is in her head onto me. I told you that before. That's called projection, right? She's thinking what she's thinking about it, but I'm not thinking like her. That's why the Lord says, "My ways aren't your ways, Daphne Walker." The Lord changed ways, your ways. Me, when you thinking like that. He's going to be thinking your daughter needs help go to the bathroom, right? And help her go to the bathroom, right? And he ain't going to think nothing else until, again, it gets too weird for him, and then he brings it back in there. Do you have to ask the nurse? You should all that, right? That's when he brought it back there to her, too, once it got too weird for him and he didn't know what the hell's going on anymore. I know. Right? No. And like he said, he don't try to fuck nobody. You have to let him know you're sure you want to be with him, even though the. mm, okay. Taylor's on again.